Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about ROI positive on the job networking. Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about ROI positive business on the job networking. So as all of you guys know, networking is a huge part of everything that we talk about on this channel. Networking is very vital to you advancing your career. Networking is very important for you advancing how much money you bring home, etc., career advancement, etc. You guys know the deal. So today we're going to be talking about two types of on-the-job networking that can happen and bring you more business your way, advance your career opportunities. One is impromptu, two is more planned events. Now, all of this was sparked, and if you go listen to my last video, if you haven't already, about business dinners, all this was sparked by a young lady who had caught me in the hallway and talked about how she did not feel comfortable going to business dinners and would always decline going. And how I thought that was a huge mistake because all of the business and all of the career advancement opportunities that can really help you faster happen not at work, at all different opportunities, whether it's bumping into somebody at a Christmas party, etc., etc. So that's why this really started to come about, and wanted to share this with you guys. So without further ado, the first one we're going to talk about is the impromptu networking opportunities. So these could be anything from bumping into somebody in the coffee room that you see a lot and don't know them. This could be, lunches, or going into the lunchroom and you see the same person in the lunchroom all the time, or, bumping into the same people in the hallway. So you can use your imagination, and that can apply to anything else in your office. Maybe it's, the water fountain, or at the printer or something like that. But these are all amazing opportunities for you to network. You don't know who you're going to run into or who they know, who you know. Using an example from the other day, I was in the coffee room and I see this guy in there all the time because he told me he gets coffee in there about 3 times a day. So I see him in there all the time. And of course, after a few times, it makes a lot of sense to introduce yourself. I don't know who this guy is. And I just know he's a little bit older, so he's probably higher up, but that doesn't matter. What I'm trying to do is build a connection first, and then we can talk about, months down the line, after we have a real connection, what I hope to gain from that interaction. So I bump into him. I say, "Hey, I see you in here all the time. What's your name? What do you do?" And so naturally, that's a great way to start a conversation, because you know that you see him all the time and he knows that he sees you all the time. So that's just an obvious, quick icebreaker that I use to start a conversation with somebody and, get their name, get what they're about real quick. So that's what I use in the coffee room. You guys feel free to take it, feel free to use it. But it turned out this guy was a director in the oncology department. So, I didn't know that, but I know that now he's pretty powerful. He's pretty important in the organization. And, all of that just came about from meeting him in the coffee room. It didn't come about from me, searching in the directory and looking for positions and asking them to take them out to lunch, which can work, but I like this way better because it's more genuine. If you email somebody and ask them to take them out to lunch, it's clear that you want something from them. And that, it works. It shows that you can hustle. It shows, you can get what you want. But this way is a little bit more organic, a little bit more genuine. It's not coming from the perspective that you want something. So if I were to come to him, when I see him in the coffee room next time and say, "Hey, we'd love to, learn more about what you do. Let's grab lunch or something." That's a lot more genuine than me just coming straight up for the ask without even really knowing him. And he has a little bit of context for what I do. And, it's a little bit easier of an ask. He's more likely to say yes. He's more likely to fit time into his schedule because of that, because he knows me and we see each other all the time. So take advantage of these impromptu meetings that you run into people, and you see these people often all the time, whether it's at the printer, the coffee room, the lunch room, or the hallway. If you see the same people over and over, you should probably know who they are, because you never know what it can lead to. And I'm a big proponent of taking advantage of that opportunity. And, we talk on the channel all the time about, working from home. People should be able to work from home. But while you're in the office, you got to take advantage of the time being there and, networking with these people, because this is very, very high ROI, very high return on investment. Just taking that extra few minutes, that extra few minutes out of your day to know who these people are and to network with them. So those are impromptu. So here's some of the more planned opportunities that will come up that you should also take advantage at your office. So these more planned opportunities could be a Christmas party, whether it's a business dinner. We talked about that in the last video. A planned conference or something, or a class or a training, or anything else that's planned that I'm not thinking of. Your organizations are going to be a little bit different than mine. Also, if you're listening to this video and you're not in clinical research, there may be other things that you guys do that I'm not aware of. So you can comment those down below, and we can talk about that in the comment section. But like I said in the last video, a lot of the business deals are done not in the business setting. They're done elsewhere, whether it's at a bar, a restaurant, the golf course. So it's the same thing with networking and getting high ROI meetings with these people. It's going to happen when they're a little bit looser, a little bit more comfortable. They're not in the office. And these planned events are a great way to take advantage of that. So whether you guys have a Christmas party, I know there are a lot of CROs that have big Christmas parties with unlimited alcohol, which is great because people loosen up. You get to talk to them a little bit more casually, and you can, network that way. And they have a lot of food. People tend to be in a much better mood around the holidays, especially when there's a lot of food and alcohol. So take advantage of that. You've got business dinners that come out, whether it's for a kickoff meeting, an investigator meeting, whether it's just, the manager of the team taking you guys out. So you've got that. You've got conferences, which also matter because there are a lot of people that are going to be there, not necessarily just from your organization, but from other people's organizations. And most likely people are going to, network with people at their own organization a little bit better. You're going to be, eating with them, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those things play a vital role in networking. And there's not really a better way to go about it, whether it's at the Xmas party or the, business dinner or the conferences. They all play a vital role, and use those to your advantage. So whenever you get invited to those things, make sure that you do your best job to attend, and, don't come off as too networky, like that's your only mission and your goal, but, just be casual about it, and the opportunities will come to you from that. You will see. The more people that you meet, the more opportunities you're going to have to, really understand what opportunities you have to grow in that company. And don't just think about that, your company as well. Most of these people got to where they are by moving around, especially in clinical research. People move around a lot in clinical research. So don't just think that networking at your own company is going to just be beneficial for power moves and jobs at your own company. So, these people move around, so you're able to keep these connections for future companies and future opportunities in the future. I know I said a future a bunch of times there, but just know that networking is really an investment, is putting in the work now so you can benefit from it in the future. So, that really comes down to the 80-20 rule that I talked about in the business dinner video, where 20% of the efforts yield 80% of the results. And that's true with networking. A lot of times you probably heard the saying, it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And that's really true with networking. That's why it's so important. It's the number one ROI thing that you can control and get the most back for it. Just who you know. A lot of times people get jobs that, are under the table. They're not even listed. And it just depends who you know, like who you know about it. There's been times where where I know I've seen that somebody has been fired, and I know they're going to be hiring for that position soon. So if I know the person who's over that position, I can go ask them, hey, are you hiring for this role? And then bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know, I'm interviewing for it. And that's that happened with the position at our company. I didn't want the position, but I know I could have asked about it and been a candidate for the interview just that quickly. So, keep your eyes open. Just realize that networking is very important, and there are tons of opportunities on the daily, literally just the coffee room on the daily. So keep that in mind, guys. That's it for this video. We'll do more networking videos in the future. Comment down below if this was helpful for you guys to think about things a little bit differently when it comes to networking. And email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com as always, guys. And have a good rest of your day. Take care.